Hello and welcome to Conversations here on NTA. My name is Nike. It's a full house today. I'm going to leave everyone to introduce themselves.
Hello everyone, my name is Chukwuma Haka.
Hello, my name is Rita Ewujovo.
And my name is Innocent Corey.
Okay, so today we're talking about cyber responsibility. Now, this is an issue that affects all of us. For those of us that do transfers, for those of us that get emails, for those of us that do our day-to-day activities online, we need to be more responsible when it comes to cyber responsibility. I know Innocent is an IT expert, so I'm expecting you to do a lot more of the conversations than the rest of us. But before we get to Innocent and asking him a couple of questions, we have a short feature that we'd like to share with you on cyber responsibility, a personal experience from somewhere in the Federal Capital Territory, and unfortunately it was a scam issue. Just watch it and then we'll talk about it a little bit more here in the conversations room.
I would like to share an experience that happened here 3 weeks ago. I work at a household home depot and gallery. We sell anything household. Okay, a young man walked in on that fateful day. I think it was around 1:30 in the afternoon. He came in with a story of how he was getting married the next month and how he got a new apartment for himself and his new bride and his future bride, and how he wanted to furnish it for her to be comfortable once she moves in finally with him. So the whole story got everybody happy and a bit engaged in his matter. I showed him all manner of stuffs that he would definitely need in his house. So at the point, he noticed that we were kind of engaged with two other customers that were there before him. So he decided to relax. He told me that I shouldn't worry about him, that he will wait. He was very patient, which was a very good one for him. So he sat down, he was patient, we offered him a drink to keep him occupied, and we were focused on the other customers. After they were done, at a point, he was like that he forgot his wallet somewhere, that he needed to go and pick it up, that there was no way he would be here, he had to go pick up his wallet and stuff. So he left and came back towards the closing time in the evening. So we were kind of in a rush to close when he came in. So we had to attend to him as a customer. Then when he was done, he ended up buying stuffs of 399,500. After everything, I asked for the POS and I told him we didn't have, because we are still a new showroom and that was still under, we're still trying to get it from the bank. It wasn't ready. I said, okay, that he wants to do transfer. I told him fine. I directed him to my boss. My boss gave him the details. He called my boss's name and showed him the proof of payment. My boss was like, fine, thank you. So after a little while, my boss asked him to go because the alert was delaying a bit or something. So he left. So immediately he left, my boss was like, this guy has duped us. That was what he said. And true. The guy did. Because we waited that day, there was no alert. The next day, there was no alert. We called him, he gave us some flimsy excuses of how it was from the bank, blah, blah, blah. And that's it. Until date, we haven't gotten the alert, and that was just how the money went. So this is a lesson to everybody. We should all be cautious and careful with people that come in to buy things from us. Because this fake alert thing, it's real. It's true. Don't take it casually. Take it seriously. Thank you.
When there's a child out there that's not getting the same that your own child is getting, the difference will tell, and there will come a time in the society where that child is going to take its pound of flesh.
Where you can actually, everything from watching a program with the child, you can start up the conversation from something on the TV and say,
For me, it's like, hurry up with this business. And the other one said, Auntie, it's not about me, it's about the guys. They're not ready to marry.
Yes. If she wants to ask something, no, I know my mother very well. In fact, the most interesting one is when I put up pictures on WhatsApp, Snapchat filters and all that, she will call me, remove that picture. There was a day I got tired of all that and I said,
So that's it. Imagine that happening to someone with a budding enterprise, a budding company, and someone walks right in and scams you. It's very painful.
Very, very painful indeed. I don't know. That can happen to just anybody. Watching that video now, I remember when I was in the market once to buy something, to buy clothes. I think it was a Wuse market. And they didn't have a POS, the same line of story, right? And I said, okay, I can do a transfer. The man said, yeah, you're free to do a transfer, but until I see the money in my account, you are not leaving here with my goods. I thought that was a bit paranoid. But immediately I watched this video, I had like a flashback. Because that day he actually made me go to the ATM. He showed me, look, it's not so far. Less than 200 meters, you're there, you can get money and come and pay me my cash. That if I don't see the money in my account, I can't give you this fabric. So I did the work. I went to withdraw the money and I paid him. I didn't think of it this way then, but watching that video, I said, okay, people are aware and, are doing things differently. And it's good we're talking about this now because that can easily happen to anybody. I would probably let you go with my goods if I had not seen that video today.
I've not had people do this to me, but I've allowed people a lot of times to go with their goods and hoping to get the alert. And most times I've had customers also who, because they will call me and say, it didn't go through, I have to do it again.
Okay.
So based on that honesty, I could make this kind of mistake again and again. And with this, I think it's something we need to educate our people and educate everyone around us, because it's an honest mistake, if you ask me.
How do you show someone that it says transaction successful? Can you fake that?
Yes. Can we?
How?
Well, I think that's actually one of those things that discussions like this has to continue.
Yes.
Because awareness is important, especially when it comes to everybody going digital, we're going online, transactions are going this way. They can actually fake text messages.
Wow.
At that point in time, maybe they always have collaborators. Yes. They always have, it's always a ring, a click, a kind of cartel. Somebody might have sent that message, captioned it well to see that it's from the bank. Okay, and that's it. So it's important people know that if you are going to allow such, let it be something that's not going to, touch the business as such. 400,000.
That's a lot of money.
But what I think is, if you should allow to someone you know, not a random stranger.
Not a random customer.
Yes,
There was something about his story that touched all of us.
I think
a young man trying to get married.
That's actually what scammers use. That psychology of emotion, that emotional psychology.
Yeah.
They want to key into something that you're like, oh, sorry, look at it. And secondly, from the story, the guy left his belongings. Trust.
Yes, he started by building trust.
He tried to,
he
did his homework. Albeit for negative impact.
After getting that trust, he also looked at the timing.
Right.
They're going to rush home to close. So he has to come late. So with that timing, it seems that from that story, I would say that the person has monitored the place. I find that they are still trying to stand. So they'll be ready to sell.
Yeah.
They want to make new customers, so they'll be ready to maybe. It doesn't matter since he's going to come back. So somebody giving out his phone number is not a guarantee
at all.
That SIM can be tossed off the next minute.
But the SIM that brings in the question of the regulators, right, Nike?
Yes.
That SIM is supposed to have been registered. And there should be a name and face and some form of contact with that number. Can this person be traced with that?
Well, as long as that SIM wasn't registered. We've had it. Nigeria it's a lot of things happen.
Yes.
The major issue with cyber crime is it happens with the human beings, including those who are working with the regulators. So that's actually where we have issues.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody can still get you a SIM that is not registered.
A lot.
A lot of
I thought it was
happens.
And some
not possible
anymore. Yes.
No, some could also
assumed.
use some other people's SIM that they registered
wow.
innocently, and you could, most times because of people trying to meet their target, they might just do this registration because all the operators want to know is that
how many new numbers.
It's all about the numbers.
So
Yes.
they could use someone's face and do that. And I think, like you said, it's something that has to do with syndicates, and they know who they know. So, and when they do that, they know the kind of registrations they have and they operate with, knowing that whenever you come looking for these people, there are some that you go and they'll tell you that the person has died. And they may have, I'm sure it's possible to use someone's passport to do the capturing. I don't know how it works.
Of course, it's
and
possible.
you see that someone is using someone that is late, and you go and they say, oh, this person is dead, and this person couldn't have had a number. So it's an awareness people should be sensitive about that, because that amount of money, for me, it's huge. It's huge. It's huge. It's a great loss to an enterprise, a startup business. How much would they have made in that business? And it's huge. It's wickedness.
I think another thing also is I also look at trying to do customer service without a lot of sympathy. And it's important you balance the business interest with trying to woo a customer. We need to lay emphasis on it based on this period. I've seen, like, I was off the camera, like, I went to buy parts in a motor parts, spare parts guy. I mean, you would look at him as a crude guy selling his parts. You know, somebody came and said, I want to do a transfer, I don't have enough. I think the balance is 1,500. And the guy insisted, if I don't get the alert, you're not living with me.
But that 1.5 could be his profit.
Exactly. So when it happened and there was a delay, the guy was like, 1.5. I used to come here, I said, I told you.
But some of these transfers take as much as 24 hours before they...
Yes.
Sometimes you know the money is coming, but it's just not there yet. It takes a full day. So what do? Do you go move around with cash? It's not even safe anymore to handle cash as much as
something
we used
happened to me personally 3 days ago. Because of this scam and everything, I usually have an account with an ATM, but there's no money there.
Okay.
So if I exhaust the money there, I transfer to an account where there will be money, so that it's easier for me to transact.
Yeah.
So I went to a shop to get something and I needed to pay. I transferred money to the account, and for over 2 hours I was there. From my account to my account, I didn't get.
To drop.
So I was asking, what's this now? You understand? I ended up doing transfer and waited for them to confirm their transfer.
Yeah.
And theirs came first before mine.
Wow.
You see, it's a gateway.
The banking thing.
Yes, maybe the bank I transferred from and the bank that was receiving at the point may not have, their gateway may not have been open to receive at the time. And there's a time frame, I stand to be corrected, for the transaction to last, of which if it doesn't get to that point, it could reverse.
Okay.
So within that window period, once the gateway opens, it could get credited. You understand? So it's something that the regulators, and especially CBN, needs to look into, because it has to be on the spot. We need to find a way transactions it's supposed to be on the spot. And where it is not on the spot, how would you be able to get it done so that people don't get scammed over?
And this happens a lot, even on some of these apps, Instagram, or some of these vendors, social media. People say, oh, I sell wigs, I sell clothes, I sell this, and then, transfer to me and I'll send it to you. It's happened to so many people.
Yeah.
And then
it does happen. But that's the point with cybercrime. I think people should begin to understand that the guys that do these things are also people who are also well read sometimes. They try to study the human behavior. Okay, you love this. I mean, for instance, on Instagram, you're selling something.
Yeah.
It looks so beautiful. The advert on it is something else, and you're like, you see comments.
Yeah.
I bought it. It's nice. How are you sure the person actually bought it? It might be some
Friends.
syndicates that are
True,
making the comments. Okay. Even on e-commerce platforms, sometimes if you see a kind of comment that sounds regularly the same,
Too good, too similar.
too similar, watch it.
Okay.
Maybe there are a lot of guys out there, pay them, come here and say it's good. It's good. It's good. It's
Okay.
good. That's how they get you. So most times you're in between trusting someone and trying not to make the kind of mistake this person's made. Okay, so but in those times, I try to advise people, if you want to do such transactions, start with a small amount that won't pay you down more. That won't hurt. That is if you must buy online. But sometimes it's
if you must.
Yes, if you must. I have to come to that point. If you must, see, I made a purchase on Jumia about I think it's a Bluetooth earpiece or something. And I got it was bad, and I was like, "Why you guys? This is not the first time I'm getting something and it's bad." Okay, return policy. I met it and it was good. Yeah,
Okay.
They were able to accept it and give my money back. Small money.
They did?
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
Was I lucky?
Mine. Oh my God.
It means I was.
Let's not kid them. Let's not kid them. Let's not
It
kid them.
means I was lucky.
Let's not kid them.
But at some point, I was driving by an accessory shop and I walked in. I got it cheaper, almost the same thing. And I was like, I've been driving past this place all the while. Why didn't I stop and just give them cash? Why did I go online? Now, the issue is not about the convenience. Yes, it's good. But if you suspect that it's not going to go well, please try and slow down. The person that told you go to the ATM, he has had experience.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's
That's
very
why he
possible.
insisted.
Because
That's
he's a
why he
wholesaler,
insisted,
so he's
He has
someone
had
that people can buy
experience.
bulk from.
So how do we carry on our day-to-day activities in a more responsible way? How can we prevent some of these things from happening? How do we protect ourselves, our bank accounts?
Well, protecting yourself has to do with two things. Yeah, if you want to talk about you want to protect yourself, it's more like you have a house, you put a gate, right? After the gate, your door has a burglary, right? After the burglary, maybe your windows have burglary.
That's
right?
the Nigerian style.
Yeah, that's Nigerian style, right? After the burglaries, there's a CCTV somewhere watching. Still, you're not feeling safe because you will pay the streets, or it depends on where you're staying, security.
Yes.
And you will see if you're good enough, you get a policeman somewhere.
Or have a dog.
Or have a dog.
And feed the dog.
You have like 5-6 sets of security. The same sense of security should follow you online.
Oh, wow.
A lot of us don't do that.
Yes, the same sense of security is supposed to follow you online. The first thing is that, okay, somebody is chatting you up, okay, connect with you. The first thing they do is what's called social engineering, hacking the human.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's actually what they did to the lady of the shop. They
Yeah.
hacked her by getting her emotion connected, making her a friend. So that sense of security just relaxed.
Okay.
If the person came with some hush-hush thing, she would suspect. But they got into the friend. That's the first thing. So most times they get to your emotions. Either your buying emotion or your empathy. For those who say, I have a problem, send me a so amount and all that. So the first thing you do is you try as much as possible to know how they do these things. Awareness, like we're talking about it. Then the second thing is, there's something you said about the ATM. I really want to advise a lot of people to do that.
Okay.
Put money in an account that you know if it is hacked, it won't pay you that much.
Like,
most times the account I use also for transactions. If you get there, maybe by the time you get there, next time is zero.
Of course.
So even if I throw it to you
Okay.
and you hack it, crying out loud. There's
So
nothing.
a utility.
Yes,
ATM
kind of
card,
utility
something
part
like
of
that.
it. So you try. What do we? So you also that's like taking that your security online.
Right.
Then the third thing you do is that most times when you try to go online, don't be in a hurry.
Okay.
They say in cybersecurity, they say look before you click. Don't be in a hurry.
Okay.
Don't try to. I want to get it. I want to get it now. No, don't be in a
So
hurry.
what are you looking for before you click?
Now, what are you looking for? It's what do you know before what are you looking for? You need to know what to look for.
Okay.
Okay, so for instance, you're talking about our bank account. I was in a discussion and somebody was asking when they have your BVN, they'll hack you. Nobody hacks you with a BVN.
No.
I hear that.
But a lot of people will hack you when, okay, they have your BVN. They use your BVN to get other information. Maybe your security questions and answer. They get your date of birth. They are getting all these things. Then the next thing that they call you on phone and get the final thing, which is your code or your secret code. If they get that final level, it's gone. But if you're conscious enough to know that somebody's calling you from nowhere, like I got an experience, somebody called, I'm calling you from your bank. I said, which of the banks? He said, don't you know your bank? I was like, okay, I have accounts in several banks, and I
you
just
already
mentioned
know.
First Bank. And he said, yes, First Bank. That's okay.
Not them.
Exactly like that.
Someone did that to me.
Yeah, so they do it in lots of ways. They are changing their strategy now.
They are.
But I got a very something similar, but I think this was like on another level. The person who called actually mentioned a bank I bank with.
Okay.
He called and just to ask after how I was doing, like during this lockdown or COVID-19 thing, and he said, "Hello, how are you, madam? I'm your new account officer. I'm just checking on you. I hope you're fine." And I'm like, "Oh, that's so nice of you. Thank you." And he left. He didn't say anything. About a week later, he sent a message, also finding out how I am doing.
That's what
and
he said.
what have you not?
The
And I was like, wow, that's so nice of you.
Social engineering.
Thank you.
Yes.
And like 5 days later, he called. "How are you? My name is ABC. Do you remember me?" I said, "Of course I do. How are you doing?" He said, "I'm fine." "Okay, so we are working on our account. My antenna stood like that.
Because
So we want to change." I said, "Don't change anything. This COVID-19, who is banking and changing what? Don't touch." He said, the next thing he said, they want to withdraw money from my account. I said, "There's no money in the account. Don't worry. Let them withdraw it." And I hung up. And that was the last time he called.
Mine was you know, I didn't, when they were talking about two-way whatever security on your WhatsApp. So someone wanted to hack into my WhatsApp account, and he sent a code to me and followed up with a call and asked me and said that my classmates were about to have meeting, and that the access code has not been sent to me, that I should enter it to be able to partake in the meeting.
Wow.
And I said, okay. And I was about to, when my antenna I told him, okay, sorry, I don't know you. You know, I don't know a lot of our classmates. But could you ask, I mentioned 2 people that are familiar with me, to call me so as to confirm that you're actually a member of our class. So let the 2 of them call me. Once they call me and confirm, I'll add it. It disappeared, and that was all. So when I checked, and I saw that they have almost wiped. They were waiting for that information to take over everything. And just
Wow.
Yes. So we also need to be careful on the WhatsApp, because what they do now, they use the group thing to.
Yeah, they use a lot of the group thing to do a lot of those things.
WhatsApp,
even on your
that happens
other
hacking.
social media platforms. I mean, somebody did it to my wife. Was like, that one was a little bit. I was like, how did he get your number? Because I know I'm online. She's not that online person. She now begins to recall that she saw something on Facebook, weight loss seminar.
Okay.
It's for free. Put your details, and that's it. The person called. You registered for this. He said, yeah. I said, okay. We're calling you. There's a code for the training.
Oh, wow.
They'll send it to me. She almost did. Thank God I was around, and it was like, who called you? I heard you talking of code or something. I said, yes. I said, let me see the code that was sent to you. If you read well, you know where the code is. The code they didn't send to you. WhatsApp sent to you. So you read there, Facebook sent you this code.
Yes.
For password change. Use this code for the password. People are quick to see the code. They didn't read this small message. So when I just showed that, I said, see, this person want to hack your Facebook account.
Wow.
So the person was actually what got her up was that the person was calling consistently. Like,
they're not very patient.
Yeah, they're not very patient. That the person that did this was a high level.
Yeah,
it's very patient.
The person that followed you up
must say it's a high level.
Not pro.
Not pro, not this pro.
You know, what's going through my mind as you're speaking is, you know, for you and me, we might have that light bulb that'll go off and say something is wrong. But if they call my dad, for instance, you know, and they'll say, you know, there's a problem with your account, the chances of him responding and giving them their time and the information is very high. So how do we protect?
But that's why this program is very important.
We need to talk about it.
Also, in every home, it's always important to mention to our parents, when you get such calls, call. When I get it, I call almost every of my family member that I think might be vulnerable.
Okay.
Like my kids, my kids don't have access to my card.
Okay.
Because children could be impulsive. They could just try to do anything without knowing the danger. And at the point they might want to have my card, I'll tell them, don't enter this card on every place. Before you do, let me know. We can't get tired of saying it. Always emphasize it as many times as possible. That if you have any call related to your bank, please let me know, or call any other person around. Don't listen to them.
Listen to them.
Once daddy or mommy knows that there are fraudsters, they are more scared than we are. Once even the genuine one, she will report. The genuine one, he will just tell you, so and so person call, are they genuine? So, but when we get this kind of information and we keep it to ourselves, they fall victim.
It's true.
And we need to be proactive. Even the listeners should always take it.
I think the chances are there that they will not call you, because these guys come with some language that strikes panic. Take action now. It's like salesperson. I know it's just like, take the action now. There's a way they coin it to let you know that you need to do it now, or else you're gone.
You miss it.
Okay, but like you said, we can't stop talking about it. The awareness is this. I always say, don't be in a hurry to respond. Don't just be in a hurry to say, okay, go ahead. Okay, but there's another level I watched, and I was really, really moved, trying to look at something about social engineering too. And I watched a video where, I think it's in US, they were trying to do a demo that they can actually hack you with social engineering without you knowing. They call your bank. For instance, you're calling your bank to make a change in your account. You need to be careful too. Why don't they walk to the bank? Because somebody, these guys sat down and said, there's a reporter talking to them, trying to find out how do people do it. They called her bank in her presence and changed her password.
Wow.
And she was like, wow. Because they told her, okay, if you finish, you can change your password later. They started by trying to know her, who she works with. They introduced themselves to the assistant. The first one didn't work. They were like, she asked us to do this. They said no. Okay? They changed the strategy. Now said, I am the person calling.
Okay.
He said, what's your date of birth? He said, somebody quickly browsed it up. Told them exactly. He said, what's your secret question answer? He said, your pet's name. He said, the guesswork. He gave him 3 things to try. And the person at the other end tried the 3 things and one worked.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
It's okay. Oh, sorry for the inconvenience. Can I change the password? He said, yes, you can. Go ahead. What do you want? He gave him. Then I asked another question. Can I add my assistant as an authority to the account?
Oh my goodness.
Over the phone?
Over the phone. And they said yes.
Is that
And
even
he
possible?
added his details.
Abroad, yes, but not here.
Yeah, abroad. They added his details. So it means that even if the person changes, he still have access to that account.
Wow.
So when I finished watching, I said, wow, this is a high level of social engineering.
It is.
Because the way they spoke to the person, they have the details of the person they want to talk to.
Right.
So it boils down, it takes us to, for instance, you get a mail, it's coming from your bank. I think we discussed it in some other fora. We said, you get a mail from your bank, in quotes. Why would your bank send you to click on somewhere to change? I mean, we have internet banking. You have access to your internet banking platform. Why not go there yourself? Why would you respond to that email? So these are areas we need to look out for. When you're talking about what do you want to, what do you look before you click? What are the things you look out for? You look out for those signs that tell you, wait though, are you sure this is real?
This is for real, yes.
If it is too good to be real, don't try.
You know, as you're speaking, Innocent, I'm just thinking, Innocent probably has very little digital footprints on the internet. It's not like me and Rita.
You have a lot.
You know?
If you know the number of calls I get, someone said, I mean, there's somebody I called, you know, at some point I used to be in Lagos. So somebody called, like a description you gave, somebody described what I do. He got the address wrong.
Okay.
But every other thing was right. He now said there's a contract. He knew what I used to do then.
Okay.
So he said, there's something, all those, you have one contract, you need to meet somebody, you need to get this product.
And collect that.
And I asked him, do you love me that much?
I asked that question too.
That's
You asked that question.
out of the blues. Out of the blues.
Don't you have someone?
I mean,
Don't
don't
you
you
have
have
a
somebody
poor
who
person
wants
in your
to help? He said, because he said he wants to help me.
Yeah.
Well, he was my customer. I said, Is that how much you love
No,
me?
I always ask them, don't you have a poor person in your family?
That's what you have.
The next thing is that the person will start cursing you.
Exactly.
They go straight to that.
And sometimes they call. I listen to them. I drag them along. I play along. At some point, I was like, "Guy, you're a learner now," because I already know the line.
Yes, I know the line too.
But some can be very, very good.
Convincing too.
Some can be very, very good, especially when they want to play, especially on the social media. I think we need to be very careful. That's about talking about digital responsibility. We need to be very careful on social media.
Right.
We give out a lot of information.
Too much.
Now, let me just take this. I think when we heard the story of Evans and the kidnapping thing, I don't know, you know the story?
Yes.
That he got all his victims from Facebook.
Where is he?
How did he get
Anyways, that's not what we're looking at.
So we need to be careful the kind of information we give. That's what brings about how responsible are you online. I mean, if you can't give out some detail, for instance, your location. Most of us are chatting online. Our location on our phone is on. Okay? And most of this app will show your map where you are
Right.
at the right time.
Right.
Now, you're giving out too much of information. You're telling somebody, you're telling the whole world where you are. You don't know who wants to do something. Secondly, we need to take advantage of, most of these platforms have been forced to be responsible in the way they take your data.
Okay.
That's what the EU have this, their General Data Protection Regulation, the GDPR. What they ask each platform is, you give the user an authority and control over what you should have. Then, for instance, let's take Facebook. You have privacy settings.
Yes.
I don't know how many of us are.
Yeah.
I try, but
Yeah,
probably not so good.
You can decide
who
who's
will
supposed
see
to be
your
for
post?
public or for my friends only.
friends
or
of
for-
friends.
I am not on.
You're not on Facebook. You're not on any social media. Okay.
Wow.
But you go online to fill forms.
What form?
I'm just asking.
No, what form? It depends on which form.
So
Any form.
So not
Okay,
being
now-
on Facebook for you is your own cyber responsibility.
Okay, now, okay.
I don't know. Is that the right term? Because I'm really just hearing this term.
I was on Facebook, and what I discovered that when I tried to close the account severally, they didn't want to close, so I became redundant. I didn't.
Okay.
I became
Close
not
it by
active,
itself.
so they should close themselves. Now, reason that a lot of things came on Facebook or on social media that I didn't believe in.
Okay.
A lot of lies, pretense, and everything. And I just asked myself, why waste my data and time to focus on things that will make me sad?
Such as.
A lot of lies. People pretend to be what they are not on Facebook.
Okay.
A whole lot of things that happen because you see people say things that are not the truth, and you see every other person sharing same information, circulating it, and it goes wrong. I just ask
goes
myself,
viral.
why spend my energy, my
Going
money,
there.
going here? I told myself, because I believe so much that what you expose yourself to affects you, either negative
Exactly,
or
sure.
so I told myself I will restrict what I see on social media because the effect is so much. So instead of that, I channel the time for something else, and it has worked for me. I've been off social media for like 2 years or more.
Did you close the account?
I tried to close the account
You know somebody can be using your name and your picture.
to
That
do
happens
You've seen
too.
that?
to do
That happens
anything.
too.
Yes, but I made it known to a couple of people that I'm
Like
not
how
active.
many
I'm not
hundreds,
active.
thousands?
I
Well,
actually,
anybody that falls victim is not close to me. Ask me why. If you are my friend on Facebook and someone said something, you will either call me to confirm. If you don't call me and confirm, that means we've met for a long time. I'm not a man of multitude of friends, so I restricted that so that it will be safer for me. So if someone goes out to clone my account to begin to ask and do all that, before the person would have met 5-6 people, one would have called me on the phone to ask me choose what's going on.
Yeah.
You understand? So I'm that.
Okay.
Yes.
You have people around you on social media.
a lot.
Younger ones.
Who on social media?
Sisters, brothers.
Yes.
Maybe your kids or
Yes.
something.
Why is that? Is that a risk in itself?
Yeah, because now there's something somebody talked about in the forum. We're talking about the kids.
Okay, the
How do you
kids.
protect them online when you're not there? You can't play when you're not in the field. You won't understand them. Now, there's this thing called digital parenting. Digital
Okay.
What is
parenting is
that?
about you learning the digital responsibility and then teaching your child.
Interesting.
Then,
Okay.
secondly, you need to be there and know what they are doing. A friend called me the other day. The lady was like, I was just asking about the kids, and we're just chatting with a friend, and I was like, can you imagine her son just got on social media, Facebook? I said, wow, I think he should be 15. So, I mean, I was like, I hope you're telling him what to do and what not to do. He said yes, that one of the days he sent friend request to the dad, and the dad accepted, and the guy was surprised. That why would the dad just accept without querying him, nothing? So she now said something that he didn't know that the dad accepted, so that he can know what he's doing online.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now, it's important we begin to look at it from this social responsibility, from that aspect, digital responsibility, from that aspect that if you're not there, you also try and make sure you have a bit of knowledge to pass through to some people close to you who are going to be there.
Okay.
Because if it doesn't affect you, it will affect them. Now, not being there at all, yes, it's a security on its own.
Okay.
Like they will tell us in cyber security, if you don't want to be hacked, don't connect to the network.
Of course.
There's no 100% security
Yeah.
anywhere. So if you think you are afraid of being hacked, plug off your cable.
So, Innocent, what you're saying is that he should be online, but just not.
For social
Yes,
responsibility's
for
sake,
for
he should be
social
online.
responsibility's sake, for parenting's sake, and also for the fact that we're not going back.
Are your kids old enough to be on social media?
My daughter is 18. My son is 11.
Yeah, I'll say yes.
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 My son.
They're probably there and he doesn't know.
No.
He's aware.
I have an open family. So my daughter was not on Facebook but on Instagram.
Okay.
And the day she registered on Instagram, she told us.
Same here.
So my wife registered and became her friend.
Okay.
And they've been monitoring. Then my son is not on Facebook. He doesn't believe in Facebook.
So I did accept my dad on Facebook. Does that make me a bad girl?
You did not.
No.
Why?
Well,
That's the
I
question.
actually have too many friends already. And he sent a request, and I think it wasn't possible, so he inboxed me and said, I saw it, and I'm like, what is this man doing here? And he said, this is, my father speaks like a military man. I know you're Molokma, right? He goes, this is Honorable J. Yobarak for your father. I'm trying to request you on Facebook, and it's not going through, and I blocked him.
Oh my goodness. You're speaking the minds of so many people who have parents on WhatsApp checking their stories.
And I blocked him
all the time.
But I'm a grown woman. But I just felt like, look, Daddy, let's do this on phone and leave social media. I felt it would be awkward, to be friends with him on Facebook. I didn't see why.
You didn't see why you should belong to the same community with your father.
No, now that I'm thinking about
Because
it,
it's cyberspace. It's
it
a
feels
community.
weird.
You see, one thing I think I would advise: better be there but silent than not being there.
Okay.
Yeah, the things it does. Yes, I actually work behind the scene on social media like daily. My job now, presently, my job is like every day on social media. So there's a lot of information. When someone talks about the things you hear, the things you see, like the COVID-19 news. At a point, working at that period was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Wow.
Because the barrage of information, the scare, the fear,
everything.
And overload.
At some point when you close in the day and you begin to process it unconsciously, you begin to process the information, you feel sick.
Yes.
That's you just
Exactly.
break
You're
down
right.
and
You're
feel
right.
sick.
You're right.
Yeah.
And you're afraid that the things that happen, but over time there's a way you could manage it. Why am I here? That's the first question you ask yourself when you're going online. Why am I here? When I teach social media management. So when I teach social media management, one of the first questions you ask before going is, what am I going to do here? A lot of people are there for business. Immediately they are done, they are out. Somebody you think that might not be on Facebook is always there. But you want to check how many likes am I getting on my page? How am I going to convert them to customers?
Okay.
And all that. And so some businesses, and you ask why the big businesses on social media, they're not wasting time.
Of course.
So, but the thing is that the part of social responsibility will make you define first, why am I going online in the first place? Okay.
So you have to be intentional.
You have to be very intentional.
Okay.
Or else you'll get lost. And you follow his footsteps, the way he went, like I beg,
Not do again.
I don't want to be there because it can be very, very distracting, overwhelming, and time wasting.
It is.
So let me get this right, Chukuma. No Facebook, no Twitter, no Instagram.
Maybe he will get on
It's
TikTok.
no, it's no. I don't know how that is. I don't know how. I've never.
Which
done.
one?
Where?
I don't know what it is.
TikTok.
I don't know what it is.
I draw the line at that.
No, I did.
I draw the
The
line at
only
TikTok.
one I visit and go is Twitter because I go for news.
Okay, yeah.
Once I go on Twitter and I see that it's a particular news going on, I go on Twitter and I check, and if it's good, fine, I read and go out. Any other thing, Instagram, no. Facebook, no.
No, okay.
Then WhatsApp is part of social media. So, and because the number of people you have on WhatsApp
WhatsApp.
are the people on
limited.
your so
Yes,
now
yes.
and you belong to groups. So some of the information you would want to hear, you could get in on WhatsApp. You could control when you post something I don't like. I just go to control delete, and I wipe off all chats, and everything is off, and I'm focusing on my focus.
You delete your chat history.
Why would
Oh,
I
I
keep it
started
on?
doing that. For groups.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
I didn't know you could do that
some
for
groups
groups.
that you can.
You can. You can.
So some of
The
them
one
are
that you
insane.
see. Yeah, the one that you
Old
see.
old school association. You know,
Yes.
people we are now like all over the world.
Yes.
While you're sleeping, some are chatting. While you're awake, others are chatting, and you wake up and like
And the
750 messages.
Yes.
How do I
And they-
start?
And maybe
just
maybe
wipe it.
70% of them are just forwarded messages.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That doesn't have anything
lot
to
of
do with
No,
it.
happy
lot of
Monday
So
or
what I
you
do
know.
Oh, that you see happy. I'm talking about things that
I just clicked
just
on
not related.
delete,
Okay.
delete chats.
Innocent, there's something I do, and I'm going to share that with you. This is my own form of cyber responsibility. My dad changes his phone quite often. You know, something fell, or and his email is obviously on that phone. So what I've done is that I've connected his email account to mine. So whenever there's a new sign in on that account, I know about it. Because sometimes he goes to this shop or that shop where it's not working. I'm very paranoid that it might be hacked and it might be used to enter his bank details or bank information. So I connect that to my own. Is that a good idea? I think
Yeah, it's a very good idea because and these are some of the things that people don't know. You have, for instance, a Gmail account. There's a security. That's actually the some of the platforms, like I said, that have been forced to be responsible in that aspect, to make sure they provide you with whatever it is, whether 2-factor authentication, or you can make a 3-factor. You can say, okay, call me first before any other thing. Yeah, it's
Okay.
a good thing you did because you get that alert and then you check.
I call him.
You call him. Did you do anything like this? Okay, so it's good. I have a lot of other mails too. Like I just created some mails for my kids.
Okay.
10 and 8. I
Yes.
created email address. And also, but there is also other ways you could do it.
Okay.
Well, it's your dad. It's not your kid. But for families, there's something that one popular app that Google have. It's called Family Link.
Okay.
Okay, you could use it to monitor what your family members are doing online.
Okay.
But it has to be agreed that, look, I'm watching what you're doing. It's for security reasons.
Okay.
Okay, so for instance, you're downloading an app. I have it with my kids, but they can't download an app without me seeing the app.
Interesting.
Oh.
They'll get a permission. They will be told you need permission from so person.
Should be able
So
to.
it's either they call me or they wait until I come.
Sorry,
That makes so much sense,
That's
though.
one beautiful thing about Apple.
Yes.
Because I use my Apple ID to register for all of them. So if you want to download anything, it comes to my ID first.
Yes.
My son had tried several times to change my Apple ID. Because that one, he says he wants to be a hacker. He does a lot of things he wants to change.
It's also
Yes,
good.
yeah. When my wife said, "What?" He said, "No, not a negative one."
An
He said-
ethical.
He said hackers work in the security.
Yes,
they work
they do.
in.
Yes,
Yes,
help-
they
do. They are called
hack-
white
Yeah, he said
hackers.
they
White.
hack.
White
He said they hack the
Okay.
hackers to make sure that people are protected to
Yes,
catch
exactly.
criminals. So I just gave him a thumbs up. So he tries to change my password. You now call me, "Daddy, please, can I have your password?" I said no.
No.
He will change it one day.
Yeah, well, what he did was one day he just picked my phone,
Your phone.
carried my phone, and used his face to register my phone and dropped it.
And that's it.
No way.
And that's it. So it's
No,
like
but at least he's told his father, "This is what I intend to do. I want to use this for good." So
Even,
Wow.
the guy is
Wow,
always on the
that's-
system.
that's-
So you have to encourage him.
I'm
and
trying.
then,
What I
you
do is
know.
I try to get him to know innocence.
It needs to be guided.
Yes, I try to get into
I like such persons. Now, the truth of the matter is that a lot of the scammers started like this. I've had an experience when those days of Yahoo, Cyber Cafe, I was opportunity to work somewhere in a Cyber Cafe. You see them, I think 11, 12, they are the best.
Wow.
Credit card theft, they are the best. I mean, you see, you just sit down and see what the person does, you marvel how much they do to break in to something. So it's a good thing that, I mean, he told you. So you already know that if he scatter your phone one day, he's trying to do something good.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's to be guided. But that's actually where the responsibility comes on us. Okay. Parents, friends, we need to also know certain things that also causes issues. For those who are on social media, I'm not talking of. if you,
well, he's on Twitter, so it's not totally out.
Yes, I'm not.
Yeah, you're not totally. Yeah, it's not totally
Twitter
out.
initially scared me, but I think I'm warming up to it because sometimes it can be quite savage. Is that the word that they use now?
Oh, Twitter? Is it?
What?
Okay, it depends on who you're following. Depends on who you're. It's more like you're listening to stations. It depends on who you're listening to.
Well, true.
I actually select those I watch.
Wow, interesting.
So we need to know digital responsibility makes us to know what do we put out there.
Okay.
That thing you're putting out there, is it good enough to tell a story about you?
Okay.
That's first thing. Second thing is that, is it going to endanger somebody's emotion? It's your responsibility. Some people say, I don't mind. It doesn't matter. It matters.
It does.
A lot of people have committed suicide. Just a line of comment you added to their picture, you're ugly. That alone has killed someone.
Yeah.
So that's the responsibility we need to embody.
Wow.
And then you have a right also as a person. You have a right. I mean, a right to freedom of speech, yes, but then what's the thin line between your being free and the next person who is listening to you saying his hate speech?
Wow.
So,
We're out of time, but it's been really interesting talking about cyber responsibility. I've learned so much.
Yeah,
honestly.
we all need to get your number.
Seriously.
And go to school.
It's very important.
It's awareness that can't stop.
Yeah.
For me, I think that's the interest, awareness, because the weakest point is us, the humans.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, our social media handles are available on the screen. We'd like to hear from you, your own experiences concerning cyber responsibility. It's been Conversations, and it's been a full house with Chukwuma, Rita, and Innocent. This is Nike on behalf of the whole crew saying goodbye, and join us again.
Okay.
Bye.
Sing trouble.
Malians.
Sing trouble.
I have a question.
Am I a Yahoo boy?
Yeah. Kapachi Merriman Chipasu.
This is no news any longer. It is becoming a norm within our society. We see it on a daily basis. The cybercrime. This may be happening in public places, but it happens even in our homes. It did not just start today. It started with the name 419. Gradually, they began to assume other names as scammers, internet rascals, G-boys, and so on. Whatever you call it, it boils down to the name cybercrime. In 2019, records shows that the EFCC arrested over 200 cyber criminals. But did it help to stop it? No. Not too long ago, 39 of them were arrested in Kogi State. The question is, with all the arrests and negative publicity, why is the crime still on the increase? Obviously, it must be for the big gains in it. The exotic cars, classy houses, expensive jewelries, big impression on their girlfriends, and generally an exotic lifestyle. But have we taken a critical look at its mode of operation? Now, what they do is, first, they create false identities for themselves, establish contact with a foreigner who is the aspiring much. Then, they send pictures of the goods or product they want to sell. When the deal is sealed and money has been paid, the cyber criminal cuts off all contact with the foreigner or buyer. Usually, this business involves a long process to establish trust, and a good relationship. Lately, it has been observed that they now add other things to facilitate the duration of their business. With all these evil acts to get this money, is it worth it? Under the Cybercrime Act 2015 in Nigeria, cyber criminals who perpetrate their acts by sending electronic messages or accessing and using data stored on a computer system are liable to fine up to 10 million naira or a term of imprisonment of 5 years. Accomplices will be arrested. Beyond that, we are all humans, and this act is alien to our culture and Nigeria at large. Let us turn the table around now. If you were to be the one used, how would you feel? Chew that a little bit, and you will find out it is the bitter truth, too big to chew. And if it does not taste good in your mouth, while administered to others, the taste of profit is sweeter when it comes from a bigger sweat. Hard work pays. Integrity tops on the chart of good characters.